And no return here. This is a touchback, and the ball's going to come out to the 20. First and 10, but only time left for maybe a couple of plays here. Pressure coming for Carr. To the outside and complete to Olave. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line. They strike for 23 yards. And that's good for a New Orleans first down. He's back to throw. That one's cut along the left sideline. And he'll go out of bounds after a pickup inside the opposing 40.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
One last play before the break. A final throw before the break. Oh, put some heat on this. They connect on the deep shot. And forget the field goal, Brock. They reach the end zone to end this first half on a high note. So, Brock, good work there to finish off the drive in the end zone and retake the lead.
You just get this feeling every once in a while in games, this sucker's going to be a back-and-forth football game. So what a great job offensively to jump out in front here in the first half of play.
That brings us to halftime. We'll get a break as our teams make their adjustments and then return with more of the NFL on EA Sports in just a little bit. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate, Scott, Brock Ewart with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. Here's Groupie on now to handle the kickoff. Here's Abanikanda on the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Now Garindo. What a hit. He gets flattened to the ground. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby, but you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you can win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you, you get runs of that length, it may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage. Yeah, this game, you just can't make it harder than it needs to be. Just get the catch first. Guarantee your yards, and then worry about escaping defenders after the catch.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Abanikanda now up the middle. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Back to throw it. He finds him beyond the marker. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. Working quickly here. Now it's Purdy. He's on the move.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock, you know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that. And it's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
From the 46. And he won't get it there. Defender finds a throw and breaks it up.
You know, that is so hard to do. It's called body control. Great positioning to swat the ball away, not go through the receiver, no penalty flag. He's got the body control and, more importantly, the timing to knock that ball away.
Third and short. Here's Purdy. Hits his running back. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. Offense up to the line fast. First down throw by Purdy. Completed over the middle. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Here's the first carry for Christian McCaffrey. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Chase Young bringing him down there. Offense in the hurry-up here. From the 23. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down. First down from the red zone. That's incomplete, trying to set up the screen there. This one intended for the running back. And now it's second down.
That play right there, Kate, that just goes to show you, you can't take any completion for granted. Even some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
Purdy now on 2nd and 10. He's got it! Touchdown, San Francisco! The impact this guy has had on this game, Brock, has been massive. They'd be on the comeback trail right now if it wasn't for his 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, and that second one far bigger than his first one. You just look at the game circumstances. Puts him in front here in the second half and puts a little jet fuel in the engines of their defense.
On is Moody for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the 49ers push their lead to 3. This is the end of the third quarter. It's just a field goal game right now as we get set for our final quarter. Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. Shaheed now to return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. They're out and set. 1st and 10. They give to Kamara, left side. And all he can get is 1 yard. Ran that right into the defensive front. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Carr off the play fake. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. So now it's going to be 3rd and long. He'll throw it. Catch is made down the right sideline. And he's out of bounds after getting this to the opposing 45. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Running left. This is Kamara. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. Working quickly here. They go play action with Carr. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
We've learned how valuable sacks and a pass rush are in today's NFL. It's a bit surprising, isn't it, Kate, that that's their first sack of the game, but they found other ways to produce success on both sides of the ball. And they finally pick up a much-needed sack on that stat sheet.
He's going to push one deep down the right. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Tough one to retain through that hit. And now they're staring at 4th and long.
You know, that was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
Makes the grab in bounds left side. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. What a play on 4th down. They get the first after a gain of 27. So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in New Orleans. Saints down by only 3. To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10. Throwing his car. That's complete to Kamara. And this one doesn't go far. Now the Saints hustling people forward. They need to get set. Setting up to pass. This is reeled in by Taysom Hill. It's a pickup of 11. And the Saints are going to have a 1st down.
Okay, when you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw. And without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
And he has this one down to the 8-yard line. Now the Saints hustling people forward. They need to get set. Back to throw. This throw is caught. And that'll be enough for the first as they touch him down. Now the Saints hustling people forward. They need to get set. They'll run with Kamara. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Here he is to throw. That one's incomplete in the end zone. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this. It's a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone. And
he's in, and that's a touchdown. And with almost no time left, he just likely won them this game. Absolutely clutch score there, Brock, as they take the lead here in the final minutes.
Incredible execution. The moment not too big for any of them. And Kate, they cashed in when it really mattered.
This is caught. And he is hit well behind the line and goes down. They're not able to make much of anything on that 2-point attempt. Here's Groupie on now to handle the kickoff. Here's Abanikanda on the return. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. He'll look to throw it. And this falls incomplete with just 2 seconds remaining.
Defender's not going to be thrilled. The catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
One final shot here. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. And this one falls incomplete. No miracles on the final drive today. This game is over. So fans starting to stream from the Superdome to the French Quarter as it's a win for the Saints. And there was no easing up.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the outskirts of the nation's capital. It's Northwest Stadium in Landover, the home of the Commanders. Here's Jake Moody to get this one kicked off. And off we go from just outside our nation's capital. And he'll be out of bounds just past the 25.
Okay, break. Ready? Ready?
Right to the air goes Daniels. He's going to test this secondary right away. He's got it. And he's going to take this one all the way. 72 yards. Touchdown, Washington. Oh, man, what a start to this one, Greg. Right out of the gate, first play of the game. A big ball downfield for the touchdown.
I don't even think the fans have settled into their seats, Mike. I mean, you talk about a fast start. There was no settling into this one. This play caller wanted to attack early, and boy, did he ever.
Seibert's extra point is true, and the Commanders will take a 7-0 lead. Seibert now following the touchdown. He's out to kick it away. From the 6, here comes a return. And he'll bring it out to the 22-yard line. That's where the offense will take the field. They'll throw to begin with Purdy. He'll swing this one out wide to his running back. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. Throwing on second down is Purdy. Quick throw, taken in.
So you come back out here after watching the opposing team score first, and what you want to do is you got to establish a little early rhythm and get the drive started. Get a little positive energy into that huddle, and what hopefully starts out good ends with you being able to get some points of your own.
On 3rd and 1, here's Purdy. He's got his tight end, Kittle. And he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
They'll go play action with Purdy. He's going to take a shot down the field. And he will score. Jacob Cowing. Touchdown, 49ers. A beautiful combination in the air there. The pass downfield and bringing it the rest of the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And it's really just a great route, Mike, and then a beautiful throw. The accuracy of the throw is what allowed the receiver not only to secure the catch, but then be able to turn it up and finish the play and find himself in the end zone.
Each team one possession, each team a score. 7-7 as they kick it off. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. Good job in coverage. They're going to get him down short of the 20-yard line.
Here we go. Set. Hut, hut.
On 1st and 10, here's Daniels. And this ball's going to be incomplete.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes, so give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
Ready, set.
They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10.
Let's go now.
Throwing now, Daniels. Now they'll set up the screen to Eckler. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
On 3rd down, they'll throw with Daniels. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
Ready.
They'll go. Here's Daniels. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Dre Greenlaw. And he won't be able to take it all the way in, but that is a great return, and they are set up 1st and goal.
I think you chalk this one up, Mike, to just a rookie mistake. And anytime you have a young signal caller behind center, you're going to have to deal with some of these ups and downs. Every once in a while, they're just not going to see the coverage. They're going to get baited into making a bad throw.
And he'll take it on in. Ricky Pearsall. Touchdown, San Francisco. That is a dream scenario. The offense handed the ball 1st and goal. And, Greg, they take it to the end zone for 6.
They're not going to have many easier drives than that, Mike. I mean, to get the ball not only in a short field, but in a goal-to-go situation, you don't get a lot of those chances. You have to cash them in, and that's exactly what they were able to do.
So, following that touchdown, Moody is back out to kick it off. Oh, what an unforced error at an untimely moment. Just tied the game, but then the kickoff out of bounds, and the ball comes out to the 40-yard line.
Okay, ready. Let's go.
Daniels now on 1st down. Oh, a bad decision there. Off his back foot, it's intercepted. Picked off by Lenore.
For these young rookie quarterbacks, every snap in the NFL is an opportunity to have a lesson learned, and sometimes the lessons come a little bit harder than others. In this case, they kind of fool them with their blitz package. It's a little bit more complex at the NFL level than it is necessarily in college, and I think he just got a first-hand taste of just how fast this pressure can get on you, and sometimes when it speeds up that clock, you can make a bad throw. They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
Here we go, set. Set, go.
Purdy now on 2nd down. He'll get this to the veteran, Chris Conley. And they'll take this down inside the 35. So Kittle comes in motion. 1st and 10 for Purdy. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. These two in rhythm. 12 more yards and a 1st down.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way. Every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this first quarter. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Back to the air again is Purdy. A short one there, caught by Kittle. And this drive's going to continue. He's taken down, but they are set up with 1st and goal. Nowhere to go. He is taken down. Now from the 9, it'll be 2nd and goal. Here's Purdy. A throw right side is intercepted. That's the veteran linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And the Commanders are going to get this back at their own 34-yard line.
It's not often, Mike, that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception. But, boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to spring their guy to the house. Great athleticism, some great moves on his part. I mean, he's going to have some of his offensive teammates looking over their shoulder for their position.
Play action. Here's Daniels. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up 2nd down.
The whole idea of the play-action pass, Mike, is that you can slow the pass rush down enough that it allows longer, slower developing pass concepts to open up downfield. But in this case, they were on him so fast that by the time he got his head around, that ball needed to come out. There was no timing and ultimately led in an incompletion.
Now pass deep for McLaurin. And for the 3rd time in this first half, he's been intercepted. Picked off by Talanoa Hufanga.
This is something we see so often out of these young quarterbacks, Mike, is their inability to manipulate the defense. They kind of telegraph where they're going to go with their ball, with their eyes. And I'd love to see him the next time when he gets to the top of his drop, look off the safety, hold some of the underneath defenders from where you ultimately know you want to go with the ball. A lot of that just comes with experience, and sometimes you got to gain that experience the hard way.
And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
So the defense comes out in a cover 2 shell. And what that means, Mike, is the 2 safeties are going to split the field in half. One guy has one half, and the other guy has the other. There are abilities to get down the middle of the field, especially if you have speed. But really where you can attack it is they don't have...
A throw right side is intercepted. And he is going to bring this one back. A DB's dream. A pick 6 for touchdown. We saw it earlier. The defense on the quarterback with the earlier interception. And now, Greg, not only do they pick him, they turn it into a pick 6.
And, Mike, the reality is this has just been a bad first half throwing the football. I mean, not only is it a 2nd interception, but this time the defense gets their hands on the ball, and they're able to take it all the way back for the pick 6.
So back to level after the touchdown, and time for the kickoff. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. To throw is Purdy. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
And he's going to slide to a stop and avoid the contact. But since he started there, he's still shy of the first down. They'll look to pick this up, 3rd and a yard. They'll run. Here's Garendo. And he's got it. That'll move the chains. First down at the 47. Out of the gun, here's Purdy. That one, oh, it's on target, but it goes as an incompletion. Looked like he had that one in his grasp, but unable to hold on, and it will be second down. Throwing from the gun is Purdy. Quick throw here is complete. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down. 19 target. They need 2. Here's Purdy. He's got his man. Right side. It's complete. It's a pickup of 13 yards. First down, 49ers. They'll throw again with Purdy. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. Jacob Cowing, the intended receiver. And it'll lead to a second down. Again in the air for Purdy. This one's going to be taken in over the middle. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. Here's Purdy again. This is caught at the 2. And the 49ers are going to have a first and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Here's a run. And that big offensive line. Clearing space. He's in. Isaac Garendo. Touchdown, 49ers. Taking care of business on the ground to get the score. And, Greg, the big guys up front, they deserve some praise on that one.
Absolutely, Mike. And it really only takes one guy to distort the defense and win his block. But in this case, give credit to the entire unit. They did their job, and they reward their offense with a touchdown.
They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback.
Bronco 80. Set up.
Man in motion is Brown.
Mustang 19. Let go.
On first down, Daniels. Now pass deep for McLaurin. That's the 4th time tonight he's been intercepted. Picked off by Diamador Lenore.
This has been tough to watch, Mike, really for a lot of reasons. And when you talk to everybody around this building, they know the future of this organization rests on the shoulders of this young rookie quarterback. And there's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be missed throws and misreads. But 4 interceptions into today's game, you find yourself trailing here. At some point, they got to ask themselves, is this rookie giving us the best chance to win now, or are we just all in for the future?
So, halftime here. It's the visitors, the 49ers, who are on top as we get you down to Florida. Orlando specifically. It's where the coach is. Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Okay, Coach, thanks a bunch. We'll see which team's adjustment's going to pay dividends here. They're likely going to play a big role in who wins this one. This one is fielded in the end zone, but he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. And this drive will begin at the 30-yard line.
Okay, ready? 18 Cardinal, back to 60. Ready?
On 1st and 10, it's Purdy. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
This is such a challenging route for any defender to guard, Mike, and here's why. It's really a three-way go. I can either run into the flat, I can either sit and stop and just find open space, or in this case, the defender overcommits. I could break back across his face to the middle of the field, and you're wide open.
A first down throw for Purdy. And that one knocked away. It's incomplete.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
Purdy now on 2nd down. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with the lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback.
Sending a receiver right. On 3rd down, it's Purdy. Looking middle of the field, it's complete. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a first down.
60 by 6, 60 by 6. Panther 60, Panther 60. Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
Back to the air is Purdy. Quick throw, out wide. It's caught. He is in. Jacob Howing. Touchdown, San Francisco. That his 2nd touchdown tonight.
You can just see the comfort, Mike, that this offense continues to play with. The early momentum in the first half has carried here after the break, and you can see this group just slowly starting to pull away.
And I'm thinking, Greg, about the guys on the other side. You're waiting at halftime, that other offense waiting to get back on the field. What happens? They come right out, extend the lead, and now the task gets a lot tougher for this second half. So, following that touchdown, Moody is back out to kick it off. And we'll see a return here from his own end zone. He's across the 20 to the 21. That's where the drive will begin.
Ready, ready. Hut.
Off the play fake, here's Daniels. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up 2nd down.
Stop below 18. Here we Here we go. Ready?
On play action, Daniels. Now pass deep for McLaurin. He's got it. A great connection there. They're going to bring it down inside the 35-yard line.
Back.
They'll go play action here with Daniels. He'll take a shot here. Back to the end zone. That's in the end zone and intercepted. Picked off by Charvarius Ward. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. Receiver in motion. Going right.
Go.
1st and 10. Purdy. He'll swing this one out wide to his running back. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. They motion the slot man left. Purdy now on 2nd down. There's that man again. Another catch. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the 1st down. Motion man, set right. Purdy now, he'll throw on 1st down. The pressure, too much, and he goes down. So after the loss on 1st and 14. Shotgun snap to Purdy. That's over the middle and caught by Pearsall. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Ready up.
Set to go now on 1st and 10.
Here we go.
So Kittle comes in motion. Purdy on 1st down. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And he's close to another 1st down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. On the handoff, it's Garendo. And it doesn't appear that he got to that 1st down marker. They'll only give him a yard, so it'll set up 3rd down. So Kittle comes in motion. 3rd and short. Purdy. He's going to have the 1st down and then some. And he's into the end zone yet again. Jacob Cowing. '49ers. His big night continues. His 3rd touchdown of the game.
Next to the beautiful San Francisco Bay, 40 miles from where Candlestick Park once stood. We're at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California. Jake Moody now ready to get this one started. And off we go in Santa Clara. Chooses to bring this one out. A big hit there. He's not even going to make it back to the 20. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10.
Ready?
Daniel's going to throw to get us started. Caught, nice gain left side. And he's down after getting this up to the 41. It's enough for a first down. Nice find by the rookie quarterback from LSU.
Here we go. Cut.
From the gun, it's Robinson. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down.
Let's go now. Go.
From the 43. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete. So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down.
Go.
Out of the gun, Daniels. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long. Well, I know some old school coaches, maybe some former NFL quarterbacks who would have this guy running stairs after that drop, partner. Hit or no hit. That was a catch there that would have meant a first down.
Yeah, that's why that's old school, okay, Kate? The new school coaches and quarterbacks know.
Into a crowd and, intercepted! Dre Greenlaw picks it off. Wow, what an exciting...
We are just about 4 miles shore of Lake Erie at Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park, New York. And we are underway in Buffalo. Returning from his end zone is Ty Johnson. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Allen going to look to throw on the first play. Flush to his right. Into the hands of the tight end, Dalton Kincaid. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards on the game's opening play and a quick first down. Here's Allen to throw it. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be second down.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so, and gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it. It really gets them amped up as they go forward.
And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
Not a whole lot of room to maneuver there, and I think that's because everyone took care of their responsibilities, filled their gaps, held their place. No place for him to run.
Yeah, looked good. Everything got funneled to the nose tackle. They swallowed him up. They need 2. Here's third down. They'll run it. Here's Cook. Yeah, this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th.
Alert, alert, alert.
From midfield, here's Allen. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. He's got room at the 30. And he's got it all the way down to the 12-yard line. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. So after the big play on 4th, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, a give to Davis. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Keep in mind they can still get a first down here as they come up on 2nd and inches. They go again with Davis. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 8th play of this opening drive coming up. This is 3rd down. Throwing now is Allen. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
So the snap will come from the 3, but remember, they don't need the touchdown. They can get the first down if they get a yard, and the ball gets to the 2. Now Allen. And caught by Cooper for a Bills touchdown. The 3-yard touchdown pass, and the Bills' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. Purdy going to lead the 49ers to the line. 1st and 10, right at the 30. And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. Back to throw, Purdy. Oh, his first throw of the game, going to be intercepted. Rasul Douglas picks it, and he is going to score. It's a pick 6 and a Bills touchdown. Well, we went from scoreless to 13-0 in a hurry. First, their offense had the touchdown, and now the defense comes through with one.
You can't get a better 1-2 punch than that. Follow up a touchdown offense by getting one on defense. If they keep that effort up, you'll take the other sideline out of this one very quickly.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And it's now 14-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And he's going to be taken down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. He's got the hook up with Conley. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
And a nice job by the two of them to not only connect on the pitch and the catch, but to carry over their practice work to the game field. They saw the adjustment by the defense, made an adjustment themselves, and picked up the first down.
Purdy now to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 44-yard line. Here's Purdy. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Purdy tosses out wide, complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Purdy will look to throw again here. And it's caught. And the Niners are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. You see Purdy, he's going to shift him around. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Chris Conley, a 1-yard touchdown reception. And the Niners have got it back to within a score. Jake Moody now for the point after. And that one makes it 14-7. So here's Moody back out there now to send this one away. Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And not an abundance of time remains on the clock, Charles, but you would think more than enough to try to extend this lead before intermission.
And when you're talking about extending the lead, I think you're talking about aiming for the end zone because there is plenty of time for that. The fallback is to get 3. But in your mind, you put 6 on the board right before the half. That's a heck of a dagger and great momentum to carry into the locker room.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Allen. He's got his receiver, Cooper. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
A big play there just before halftime. 45 yards. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
Alert!
Allen going to throw. This is Coleman with a grab. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it's 2nd down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. To the air, Allen. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Dalton Kincaid, a 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Bills will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Bass on for the extra point. It's good, and it is now 21-7. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it down by 2 scores. And shutting him off, now open field. Still going. Touchdown, 49ers. George Kittle, 70 yards. And the 49ers get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did, and they didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done. And, oh, he clanks it off the right upright, and it's no good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And with an 8-point lead, probably not too much of an impetus to try and do too much here. Allen now looks to throw. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Charvarius Ward. And the 49ers will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line.
Well, he's certainly not been afraid to take some chances downfield. Now, look, it's paid off for him a couple of times. That time, not so fortunate.
And that's where I want to start, what you said. It's paid off a couple of times. So his aggressiveness has been good for his offense for the most part. So he throws an interception there. No one likes that, but I would not rein him back in. The return on investment thus far has been pretty good. 2 touchdowns to 1 interception.
And they'll send the slot in motion left.
Purdy looking to throw. A throw left side for Pearsall is complete.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco.
Ricky Pearsall.
As the first half is winding down.
And the 49ers are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half.
And now this is right in Kyle Shanahan's wheelhouse. He'll go for 2 here.
Purdy will throw for it.
And unable to connect. They don't get the 2-point conversion here. Should have been picked. Probably doesn't matter on a 2-point conversion, but still, as a former DB, you want to grab that ball when you can, don't you?
You certainly do, and don't say it, because I know you're thinking it. Don't say it.
What am I thinking?
You know I know what you're thinking. Well, if he'd had hands, he'd be playing on offense, right?
Yeah, that's true. You've said that before.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
And you wonder if with Allen's arm, they might just take their chances by dialing up a long one.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted.
Now he's loose at the 40, and he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half.
So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3? That's going to be taken at the goal line, and he'll return it. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards.
Well, that turned out better than most of the passes he could have thrown on that snap. The coverage downfield was excellent, but the containment close to home left him a backdoor escape, and they paid dearly for not locking up.
And the slot man goes in motion left.
Purdy will set up to throw it here. That's complete to Pearsall.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
Purdy.
Caught here by Conley. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up second down.
The throwing here, Purdy. Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. And the Bills will take over here just shy of the 30.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive.
And their defense just helped them out by getting the football back on the opening drive here in the second half. And now can the offense follow through with points on their first possession?
And that's a big one for them because after the work the defense has done, they've got a chance here to open up this lead.
Call it no gain there on the first down play.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Half. Look out.
Here's Cook again. And he'll take this to the 32, a gain of about 3.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
Allen going to change the look here.
Coleman, the man in motion right. Allen off the play fake. Throw left side complete. That's Coleman. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. They call it a loss of a yard there. And it'll be 4th down.
No surprise they decided to throw on 3rd down. A little bit of a surprise that they completed the pass and lost yardage on the play.
Here's Sam Martin now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Niners will go on offense 1st and 10. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
But not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long.
Shotgun now with Purdy. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
Now Purdy.
And a throw there going to be incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
Here comes the 49ers punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And that kick will go out of bounds right at the 20-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. And remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down. Make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario, get enough first downs and make them eat up their timeouts so the game ends when you're kneeling down with the football.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. On play action, Allen. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They only needed that 1 yard going for it on 4th. I got to be honest, I thought they were going to stay on the ground. They surprised me. Did they surprise you?
I'm with you on that one. I thought they'd find a way to create some type of a power run and try and pick up the first down, but they decided to keep the ball in the hands of the guy who could throw it, and it paid off.
Yeah, that decision paid off indeed.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. Back to the ground, this time Cook. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. 7th play of the drive forthcoming on 3rd and 8. Allen to throw. He'll buy some time right. That is intercepted. And the Niners are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. Oh my, how the tables have turned now. They were trying to salt this one away, but that interception, potentially a game changer.
And I've just got to think to myself, at this point of the game, I know you've been aggressive. I know that's your MO, and that's fine. And all those teams that talk about all gas, no brakes, you better have the emergency lever to pull occasionally. They could have used it right there. They put themselves in a tough spot with that interception.
Here's 1st and 10. To throw is Purdy. And he slings one that's incomplete. The way he's thrown the football today, almost a surprise when he doesn't complete a pass like happened there, but he needs a few more to get his guys downfield.
Well, the way he's thrown it leads him to believe that he's going to get those completions, and that means the guys going out for passes, they'll run even harder because they expect it as well.
Purdy to throw. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. This Buffalo crowd letting him have it. 3rd down now. Here's Purdy.
Forced out to his left. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down.
Throwing, Purdy.
He's got the hook up with Conley. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
Final minute, 1 timeout remaining. 1st and 10. Purdy to throw.
Flushed out right. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
And once he got out of the pocket, you thought that maybe he'd take off with it, especially here in the 2-minute drill. Sometimes defenses are focused so much downfield that there's room to run, but this time he decided to throw it unsuccessfully.
Another try from the 19, 2nd and 10.
And now the Niners going to signal for their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game.
With just over 30 seconds remain. Here's 2nd and 10 now. Here's Purdy to throw.
This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8.
Here we go. 1st and goal. Purdy with one final shot here.
Escaping the pressure right.
This ball intercepted. And the Bills are going to hang on the final play. They get the turnover to seal this football game. But Charles, a heartbreaking way to lose this game. They got into position for that final play, had a Boy, it's a picture-perfect afternoon here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. The roof is open, and it is time for football at AT&T Stadium in Arlington.
It's the team of the 80s versus the team of the 90s. The Niners, the Cowboys, they're underway. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
They run here with Rico Dowdle.
And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
They run again with Dowdle.
And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3.
They'll try and run for it with Vaughn.
And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
Now, that was a big-time play by the defense. They as well knew where the first down line was, and they didn't let them get anywhere near it.
So still a scoreless game in the first, but they're going to go for this thing on their own side of the field on 4th down. The Cowboys will go. Prescott.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a 1st down.
Charles, their first drive of the game, and already they're taking chances here, but they get the 4th down conversion. I'm curious, do you think that that's something they game plan for on the opening drive if it came up, or is that something that happened organically?
I think that they game plan for it, Brandon, and when you think about it, Let's just say it. The word analytics is a big part of how everyone looks at a game nowadays, but it's not just the analytics. It's a coach willing to be daring, willing to be bold, and they certainly were there.
Now a 2nd and 10. Well, Prescott, he's going to change things up here.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 34-yard line. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Next, the receivers helped spread the defense out, and they were able to come through with a slashing run.
Well, to that point, it's going to be interesting to see the personnel chess match as this one progresses.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Can they continue to create running lanes out of passing sets? And if so, it's going to be a long day for the defense.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
Looking to throw. Prescott.
He's got it complete to Tolbert.
And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown.
Jalen Tolbert.
23 yards for the touchdown.
And the Cowboys get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon.
Quite the drive there to get things started. They took up the bulk of the first quarter, and they end up in the end zone.
And I love your last point. Ended up in the end zone. Because a lot of teams like those long drives, especially to keep their offense off the field, right? Keep the ball away from them. But they finished it with a touchdown. That's the exclamation point. Now, flip it over defensively. They've got to slow that down somehow, right? Maybe they need to be a little more aggressive. Maybe a few more pressures towards the quarterback.
And he returns this to the 22. Purdy going to lead the 49ers to the line, 1st and 10
at their own 22. They'll try and start this drive in the air. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
And now an audible here into something else. Here's Purdy. Again to the big tight end, George Kittle.
And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
Purdy looking to throw. That's over the middle and caught by the rookie.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot.
Back to throw, Purdy. That's into the hands of Pearsall on the right side. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Purdy now to throw.
He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
Purdy now to throw off the play action.
And this is going to be intercepted.
And the Cowboys are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They've got the 7-0 lead. Now they've got the football back after their defense got the stop, CD. And you get the feeling if they could score here, they really have all the momentum on their side.
And you just wonder right now, is the quarterback and the play caller totally in sync? Are they of one mind that, hey, what worked last time, let's keep doing it until they stop us? Or do they go to a different section in the playbook, show them something different? Either way, they want a repeat of their first drive.
Prescott off play action. Blitz coming, and down he goes. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Partner, the Mike linebacker, the middle linebacker has so many different responsibilities. How excited do you think he was to get home with that blitz?
Yeah, he wants a sack. He got it. They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Prescott to throw it.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3-and-out and giving the ball back to their offense?
That's pulled in at the 32. It's a net of 40 there. Punt of 48 and a return of 8.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football.
Purdy.
And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
And Purdy, he's going to shift him around into something else.
On play action, they'll throw. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
Once more, Purdy looking to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end.
Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
Well, looks like they'll move things around here. Throwing here, Purdy.
And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. And now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done.
Purdy from the gun. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted.
Picked off by Malik Hooker. down the right sideline. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. And on that one, with 6 defensive backs, did he need to be more careful throwing the football? I mean, I guess obviously in hindsight he did, but...
Yeah, hindsight, but even in foresight, when you got 6 defensive backs on the field, you just know you're going to get multiple coverages. You're never sure what you're going to see. But the biggest one is you don't have much reaction time for your receivers to go get the football because those guys, they're the best cover guys on the field. They go get it. And on that play, they took it the other way for 6 points.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. A 2-touchdown game, 14-0 the score as we get rolling again here in this second half. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, you know, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 38.
Purdy going to give it to Garindo.
He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
From the 33, here's 2nd down and 5. Now Purdy.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 21.
Now Purdy, he's going to change the look here.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Out of the gun, Purdy. Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown.
Ricky Pearsall
from 17 yards out.
And the Niners have cut it back within a score. Jake Moody now for the point after.
And that one makes it 14-7.
So following the touchdown, here's Moody back out to send it away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a one-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a one-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change, because otherwise that could overrun your team. You've got to be careful right here. One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Here's Prescott. Finding Tolbert here over the middle. And that's good for a gain of 6. And now 2 yards to go on third down.
And I think he just wanted to get the ball to one of his playmakers to see if they can make something happen, but he ends up throwing into a crowded area. And after the catch, he isn't able to do much with it.
On third down, it's Vaughn. And he will have a Cowboys first down. At least it appears that way. And he got it by maybe the length of a football.
I think I saw a lot of shoulders just drop there. And what I mean by that is they finally were able to relax a little bit, because that was an important play call. They needed to pick up that first down at this stage of the game.
Yeah, couldn't afford another quick drive and out. Not liking the look. They'll change the play.
We're going to 54. Why?
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15.
Kill.
Play action now. Prescott. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this third quarter. Dre Greenlaw getting home on that one. 3 quarters in the books. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Arlington. It's the Cowboys with the football. They'll be looking to tack on to their lead as we get set for the 4th. After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. Prescott now. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Fred Warner. And they'll have the ball set up in the red zone at the 16-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Purdy will set up to throw it here. Looking for the out route. He's got it. Complete to Kittle. It'll be a gain of 5. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. Back to throw. Purdy. Rush coming, and he's taken down. 1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Oh, they're changing this at the line. Purdy, big 4th down play. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Chris Conley
23 yards for the touchdown.
And the Niners are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Extra point try now for Moody.
And we are tied here in the fourth quarter.
Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the fourth as the kick's away. And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line.
Well, so much for the worry about how they would be after losing their lead. What a big-time return to seize the momentum back.
This is first and 10.
Kill! Yeah, here we go. Like that.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Eluding the pressure right.
That's into the hands of Tolbert. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports.
So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they search for a score to break this tie.
Here's second down. Now Dak, he wants to change the play.
Prescott from the gun.
And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
Here we go, 46.
Oh, and they sent the man in motion too late. This is going to be a delay.
Now the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. They'll come to the line now on a 3rd and 6. And now they'll shift things around. Now Prescott. Short pass taken in by Schoonmaker.
And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Here we go. This is 4th down. An audible here to get a new look.
Prescott to throw on 4th.
He's got his running back out of the backfield.
And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here. Here's Prescott. Over the middle, hauled in by Lamb.
Gosh, given the time in the short game, would he have been better off just dropping that?
Yeah, when you look at the clock, you think so. But it's hard to get a receiver to drop a football. They're trained to catch everything.
Here's a 2nd and 7.
Kill. Yeah, here we go. Like that. Here we go. Going to 54. Going to 54. Wide 80. What do you think?
Now Dak. He's got it complete to Tolbert.
And that's a touchdown as they've broken our tie here in the final minute of the 4th.
Well, any thoughts about overtime? have ended at this juncture. That touchdown puts them up 6. I would imagine they'll kick the extra point now and rely on their defense.
Yeah, rely on their defense. So a little bit of time left on the clock here in the fourth, but they got to feel good now.
Now the extra point up and good by Aubrey.
And the lead is now 21-14.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Purdy to throw.
That's to the right side, complete to Kittle. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game.
Here's 1st down. To throw is Purdy.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
Throwing, Purdy.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. And now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's 3rd and long. You see Purdy, he's going to shift him around.
He'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go.
Well, this is getting close to a no-win situation now. They've got one final shot. They're on their end of the field, and it's 4th and long. This might require a little extra razzle-dazzle to get it done.
No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now. Purdy to throw.
And that's caught inside the 35.
That was a long shot, but they did get one final chance to try to score and overcome this small deficit. No touchdown, though, Charles.